Have you ever wondered if you could see a real, actual difference on your glucose meter after just one simple 15-minute activity? Well, guess what? You can. Today, we're unlocking the power of exercise to do exactly that. We're going to show you the specific movements that make the biggest dent in your blood sugar and how you can get started right now, no matter where you're at with your fitness. Seriously, just think about it for a second. Forget all the expensive programs and complicated plans. What if the single most powerful tool for getting your glucose in check was already yours? Something completely free, just waiting for you to use it. Yep, you guessed it. That tool is movement. And in this explainer, we're not just going to give you a list of things to do. We're going to go deeper. We're going to dive into the science of why it works so well. So let's start there. Let's pull back the curtain on why exercise feels like magic for blood sugar. Because, when you understand why it's so powerful, it makes doing it that much easier. And trust me, this is about way more than just burning a few calories. This is about changing your body's chemistry from the inside out. The big magic word here is insulin sensitivity. Okay, so picture this. Your cells have little doors, and glucose needs to get through those doors. Insulin is the key that unlocks them. Well, after you exercise, it's like you've oiled all the locks. The doors swing open with barely any effort. Your body needs way less insulin to get the job done, which, as you know, is a massive win for managing blood sugar. And get this, it's not just for a few hours. That incredible benefit, that improved insulin sensitivity, those easy-to-unlock doors, can last for up to 72 hours. That's 3 whole days, all from a single strength training session. Now that is what I call a return on investment. All right, science lesson over. Now for the fun part. We know the why, so let's get to the what. We've looked at all the research and boiled it down to the top 5 most effective exercises for glucose control. Think of this as your own personal toolkit. Let's find the right tool for you. And we have to start with the undisputed champion of them all. It's simple, it's safe, and honestly, it's probably the most effective thing you can start doing today. I'm talking about walking, especially when you time it right. And if you want proof, just look at these numbers. A simple 15 to 20-minute walk, taken about half an hour to 90 minutes after you eat, can slash your post-meal glucose peak by 30 to 50 points. For so many of us, that's the difference between staying in range and seeing that frustratingly high number. It's a total game changer. And here's a little secret, backed by some serious science from the journal Diabetes Care. It's not about being a hero and going for one long, grueling walk. It's the small, consistent efforts that win. 3 short walks after meals beat 1 long one for all-day glucose control. It's about being smart with your movement. Okay, so walking is your fantastic in-the-moment fix. But what about playing the long game? Well, that's where our next tool comes in. Resistance training is your secret weapon for long-term control. Here's why. When you build muscle, you're basically building bigger storage tanks for glucose. Your muscles act like a sponge, just soaking that sugar right out of your bloodstream. And remember that 72-hour number? That's from this. The best part? You absolutely do not need a gym membership. You can start right now, in your living room. A couple of times a week, just doing some simple bodyweight squats and push-ups. That's how you start building that foundation for incredible long-term control. Coming in at number 3 is cycling. This is such a great one because it's super low impact. So whether you're hitting the trails outdoors or just hopping on a stationary bike at home, you can get a really solid workout without putting all that stress on your knees and your joints. And the impact here is, again, pretty amazing. We're talking a 35 to 55 point drop in your blood sugar from just 30 minutes of riding. It's a steady, reliable way to bring those numbers down. And look how easy it is to start. Just aim for 15 minutes twice this week. You can totally do that. Now, if you're looking for something that's really easy on the joints but works your entire body, well, you've got to check out swimming. It's kind of in a class all by itself. The water supports you so you can work every single muscle group without that pounding impact. The real beauty of swimming is that it's a 2-for-1 deal. You get cardio and resistance training all at once, just from moving through the water. And that's why it's so powerful. A potential 40 to 60 point drop in a half hour. It's just an incredibly efficient and super safe way to move your body. All right, for our 5th and final tool, we are cranking up the dial. This is high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. Now this one is for those of you who are already exercising and you're looking for the biggest bang for your buck in the shortest amount of time. We're talking short, all-out bursts of effort followed by rest. So why would you put yourself through that?
Well, the payoff is huge. Just look at this. A 15 to 25% better insulin sensitivity that lasts for 2 full days. It's all about working smarter, not just longer, to trigger a really powerful change in your metabolism.
But, and I need to be really clear about this, HIIT is not for everyone. It puts a lot of stress on your body. It is not a beginner workout. It is absolutely crucial that you talk to your doctor and get their okay before you even think about trying something like this. Seriously, safety first, always.
Okay, so you have your toolkit of exercises. Now let's talk strategy. This is where we level up, because when you exercise can be just as important as what you do. Let's figure out how to time this perfectly for the biggest impact.
So you've basically got 2 premium time slots. Exercising in the morning, maybe before you eat, can set you up with better insulin sensitivity for the entire day. But that post-meal workout, that's more like a tactical strike. It immediately attacks the glucose from the food you just ate, stopping a spike in its tracks. The best one for you really just depends on what your biggest challenge is.
But you know what? Let's get real for a second. While perfect timing is great, this quote really says it all. The best, most perfectly timed plan in the world is completely useless if you don't actually do it. Consistency, that's the real secret sauce. Every single session builds on the last one. That's something one workout a month just can't do. So we've talked about the why, the what, and the when. There's only one thing left, the how. How do we put all this great knowledge into action? Because knowing this stuff is great, but doing it is what will change everything. Here's a super simple plan to get you started.
This isn't some crazy, overwhelming plan. This is your first week. Step 1. Today, just go for one 15-minute walk after one meal. That's it. You can do that. Step 2. Sometime this week, maybe twice, just do 10 bodyweight squats. And step 3, just try to put those little bits of movement together and aim for about 150 minutes for the whole week. See? That's how you build a habit that sticks.
So I want to leave you with this one question. After everything we've talked about, what is the one thing you'll try this week? Just one. Maybe it's that walk after dinner. Maybe it's those 10 squats. Pick one thing and commit to it. You've got the tools. Now it's your turn to get moving.